Watch out, kids. Danger lurks around every corner. Vicious alligators, hungry wolves, even Santa you can't trust. Stop whatever you're doing. These kids need your help. It's Kids in Peril tonight on USA's Real Wild Cinema. Hi, folks. Sandra Bernhard here for another episode of Real Wild Cinema. Our theme tonight, Kids in Peril. And as always, we shorten our little films so we can skip the boring stuff and get right to the imminent danger that these kids are in. Tonight's first film, Swamp Virgin, was a true exploitation film of the 50s. You could only see Swamp Virgin in specially rented theaters or in tents. I guess that would be a sign that your career's in trouble if your movie opens in a tent. Anyway, there was a kind of underground circuit for these kinds of movies. The operators who took these shows on the road were known as the 40 Thieves. They were brilliant showmen who knew how to get an audience excited about what they were going to see, even when they weren't going to see much. Sadly, these movies had no life past the exploitation circuit and have disappeared along with the 40 Thieves, who later made a comeback in boxing promotion. And now, a story about a father who uses his kid for bait to catch alligators. They call the poor kid Gator bait. Enjoy Swamp Virgin.
I've been living here all my life, and I done found out that it ain't places what makes people. It's people what makes places.
What do you mean?
Well, sir, I remember a long time back, I was sitting right where I'm sitting now. And the road come Newbie Blair, his daughter Judy, his son Gator, along with 3 of the neighbors' children. They was on the way to hunt the gator. The neighbors' gals was named Mercy, Faith, and Hope. Judy was a scary little gal. And Gator, ain't it funny? Nobody never did know Gator's right name. Everybody called him Gator bait, because that's what his daddy used him for, to get the gators with.
I don't want to go alone, Gator. I don't want to look. Who's getting flung in, Judy? You or me?
Get along, Judy.
I'm scared.
If when you're living in Gator country, you gotta get used to Gator. This here looks like likely-looking gator water. Come on, boy. Get up here on...
A big splash this time, Gator. Yeah, bring them old gators out of hiding.
Now, mind what I told you, son. You gotta hit the water like a sprung frog if you want them critters to come a-looking for you.
Leave it to me, Pa. They'll hear me this time. like a young frog, Pa. I'll fetch him.
My, times have changed, haven't they? If a dad tried to do something like that today, it would be looked down upon as child abuse. But would be a big ratings winner for Sally, Oprah, Phil, and Jerry. Next, we've got a Christmas classic, Santa Claus. But first, we've got some helpful tips for the kids on how to be clean and neat. Here's my tip. Hire a maid.
When boys are having fun, they forget about almost everything. Everything, that is, except dinner. At Bobby's house, Bobby's mother expects him home about 5:30. So he'll have time to clean up for dinner.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Bobby. Don't forget your rubbers.
At the door, Bobby takes off his rubbers so he won't track Mother's clean floors. Bobby and his family are proud of their home and try to keep it clean and neat.
We'll be back with more Real Wild Cinema after this. Welcome back to Real Wild Cinema.
Your clean shirt is on your bed.
Thanks, Mom.
Why must he clean up for dinner? Is company coming? No. Cleaning up for dinner is a regular habit for everyone at Bobby's house. You see, it's fun to play hard. And clothes, it's even fun to get dirty sometimes. But when you play hard, and even when you don't, you perspire. If the perspiration is left in your clothes and on your skin, it creates a very unpleasant odor. That's why even a quick washing of your neck, your ears, your face, and underarms should follow hard play. It removes the perspiration. With a clean shirt and hair combed, Bobby is ready for dinner.
Regular viewers of Real Wild Cinema have already come to revere the name K. Gordon Murray. He's the distribution genius who founded weird Mexican films of the 50s and 60s, I guess ignoring those brilliant Mexican films full of content and drama, and brought them to the U.S. in dubbed versions. Well, every winter, Gordon would dust off the prints of this little Christmas classic and spring it on the kids. He encouraged everybody to bring the whole family. Here's some holiday exploitation at its finest. Santa Claus.
Hello there.
Santa, do you like this devil?
Huh? Devil? Now, let's see. Don't think anybody ordered this. Well, now, how does it work? What is the sense of it?
Like this, Santa. You must let it.
Let's have it. Command you to stop and disappear. Begone, all of you! Except Pitch. You, Pitch, chief of all my demons, must listen closely. The time is almost here when you must abandon the brimstone pits and journey up to Earth. But this time you must not fail as you've done in the past. You must not be defeated by that spirited old goat, Santa Claus. If you do not succeed in making all the children of the Earth do evil, you shall be punished. And instead of red-hot coals, you will eat chocolate ice cream.
No, no, Lucifer, king of all the evil spirits. Not that. By the horns of everything satanic, I beg you. To live, I must have heat. Frozen meals are bad for me. chocolate. It's very bad for my digestion, which is so delicate.
Well then, and show the world who is its real master.
So be it, Lucifer. It's yours. Nobody saw you take it, Lupita. They have more and they won't miss it. What does one little doll matter, don't you see? You haven't got any toys. Keep it. Hmm?
Don't listen to him, Lupita. It's bad to steal, and you'll be sorry. That's right. Put it back. Good girl.
Precious. Silly girl. Now you'll have to do without a dolly. Little girls must steal or do without the things they like. Now.
That's not true, Lupita. If you're good, somehow you'll be rewarded. And so the devil rose to earth. You heard what he said to Lucifer, but will he be able to keep his promise?
Good news. Seems that our Santa Claus promoter, Gordon Murray, had a huge soft spot for kids. In 1964 alone, he imported 3 separate Little Red Riding Hood movies from Mexico and some killer chili relleno. We've gotten our hands on one of his Little Red Riding Hood films, and we're going to show it to you next, right after we visit with my special guest. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Real Wild Cinema.
After each shampoo, Jane washes her comb and brush. Part of the fun of growing up is having your very own toilet articles. And Jane takes pride in hers, keeping them clean and orderly. Brush, nail scissors, orange stick to keep her nails clean, clear polish to make them shine, dusting powder with puff only she uses, her own toothpaste, and brush. Though Jane can wash her own hair, she still needs Mother to roll it up. Short or long, a girl's hair must be well trained and to be neat. For a girl's hair is important to her, even if it means missing a TV program.
I'd like for you to welcome my guest, comedian, and a big fan of mine, Dana Gould.
Hello.
Hi, cutie.
Once again, we're in the Bat Cave. I'll kiss your hand.
Thank you, sweetie. So, we're together, and I love it. Tell me, have you ever worked in low-budget films?
I have made several embarrassing features. The last one I did was two years ago. I did a movie called Juicehead, where I played, and you can already see the alternative porno title that they always throw on Golden Blonde. Da-da-da, Juicehead's pretty much.
That's what I love about porno titles.
That's just the tip of the iceberg of what I love about porno.
Oh.
But I did a movie called Juicehead where I played a guy who was addicted to electricity. And the movie is me basically sucking wall sockets, I'm not kidding. And
it's kind of like a step down from powder.
Yeah, it's the pure.
Juice boy.
And at the end of the movie, we were shooting at an oil refinery in Oxnard, California, and I was on top of this. They craned me up to the top of the oil refinery.
You gotta be kidding me.
No, this is true. Me and the other actress. The other actress. Whoops.
Hey, whatever.
I'm a lovely woman and I'm proud.
I think you were in an Ed Wood movie, apparently.
And so we're up there, and then they move the crane away, and then what they didn't tell us is that this factory, every night, we're shooting at night, and at 3 a.m. this factory basically belches all the
chemicals
and the refuse of the day.
Oh, that's nice.
The factory farts right below you. And suddenly I'm in the scene. I'm manacled to this tower, and I'm underlit, and there's a fog machine, and then suddenly, just this overwhelming
noxious
dead souls and cheese just comes right up through the grate for 25 minutes.
Oh,
and it was,
man, and they filmed this.
Yeah, and they were shooting
It was a setup.
But the crew, yeah.
They knew it.
They had gas masks.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
And I was up there, just imagine being shrunken down.
You had a nice lung x-ray?
Oh, I know, it was horrible. I was like, the whole next day, it was like being a little man, shrunken down, and you live in a fat guy's pants. It was the most unbearable situation.
That's a little too graphic for me, Dana, please.
Well, it's part of my Sebastian Cabot fixation that I work on.
Well, except for that experience, are you a big fan of these movies, of being in them, or?
Oh yeah, no, I haven't done any since the Big Odor show that that I now refer to it. But I mean, I think it's fun to. I not only I mean, what I like about these movies is they're bad and they're supposed to be bad and they cost $4. Waterworld costs $200 million and it stinks.
It stinks. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Well, that's what was great about the B movies.
Yeah, as they didn't pretend.
They had no pretenses. You know, why don't we just wrap it up and look at our feature? You're going to hang out with me. Everybody remembers brave little Miss Red Riding Hood from their childhood. This version tells the story as I remember it, except there's this weird sexual edge to the wolf's desires. I have the feeling that the budget on this film was less than what I spent on my new tires. And just wait till you hear Little Red Riding Hood sing. She sounds like a 50-year-old mezzo-soprano. Enjoy part 1 of Little Red Riding Hood.
Take that! Be quiet, you scaredy cat. Only you, a smelly old skunk, would imagine that I, the ferocious wolf, would allow myself to be frightened by that bunch of willied fools. Ah, come on, let's go over to that little girl's house.
No, boss. Listen to me. That would be very dangerous.
Get out of my sight, you coward. Last night you didn't let me sleep just talking about that girl. I want to get a look at her now. Do you understand? Right now.
Look, fellas.
It's the little girl.
Oh, what a pretty little cloak and hood. From now on, your name will be Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood. Stop! Sing us a song about it. You want to hear a song about me? Yeah! Little Red Riding Hood, so happy and so full of joy. I like to go to school, I follow every rule, like every other girl or boy. I want to see my grandma dearly, because I know she loved me so. Today I bake the cake, especially to take the sweetest little lady that you'll ever know. The sweetest little lady that you'll ever know.
Such a charming creature, and today she is our queen. And that awful wolf, so cowardly and low, will die the moment he is seen.
Soon I'll have that girl for supper, in spite of everything you say. Roast her on a spit, boil her in a stew, and when supper's over, I'll be on my way.
Going to, I don't intend to say.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning.
I'm a traveling saleswoman, and I'm selling all sorts of lovely little things I'm sure you'd like to see. Just tell me what you need, and I've got it. And cheap, too. And it's all top quality. I never sell poor merchandise. Yes, I've never had a complaint, only satisfied customers. My goodness, what a cute little child. She looks good enough to eat.
I don't need anything, and be kind enough to take your foot out of the door.
What foot?
That.
You filthy old wolf! You smelly old wolf! Where are you? Where are you?
There's no sign. We looked for him, but couldn't find anything.
I think Freckles
Or
must
he
be
might
playing
be in
a trick.
danger.
Where are you hiding, wolf? Where? When I find you, I'll kill you! I'll shoot you like this!
Freckles!
Look, these are the wolf's footprints.
Where?
And these over here belong to Freckles.
Oh, Lord, my poor little child. Oh. Oh. He's eaten my freckles.
Here we are. Come on, boss.
Keep your voice down. I told you to shut up. Can you see her?
Wait a minute.
Give me that. Open up, Little Red Riding Hood. It is I, your mother. Hurry, darling, open the door. I'm dying from hunger. I'm in the cold.
Oh, my future adopted daughter. What are you doing that for, boss?
Can't you see? I'm trying to blow the door off its hinges with my enormous lung
Okay,
power.
keep it What a pity. It looks like your lungs aren't enormous enough.
That's what you think.
Look, boss, the woodsmen are coming.
I'll
Hear me?
plague on them.
No.
Open this door this very instant, you bad little girl. Open it, do you hear me? Open it, open it, open it.
Just a minute.
Hurry, hurry. Open the door.
Is that you, Mommy?
Yes, my darling daughter. Open the door quickly.
Little Red Riding Hood, open up quickly. Do you hear me? Open up. My darling.
Pain, go away. Come again another day.
My poor tail. 1,000 curses on those woodsmen. They got me right in the tenderest spot. Ah, but I've got to take it out on someone, so I'm going to give you the 23 whacks that I owe you. Take that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that.
Oh, where is my granddaughter? I haven't eaten since breakfast, and I do so love her bread. It's delicious. Oh, my stomach is so empty.
You're not out of the woods yet. There's more of Little Red Riding Hood to come. Now, I know that foreign movies that are dubbed into English always seem a little stilted and strange, but I can't understand a single word that this skunk is saying. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I guess that was a skunk impression. Here comes part 2 of our feature. Unfortunately, the wolf sings in this part, and it's not pretty. See you in a bit. Shh.
Let's see. The biscuits, the slice of angel cake, and the bread. Take them to your grandmother. And no dallying on the way, eh? You go straight to her house.
The devil take that little girl. Where is she? Why doesn't she get here? I'm just dying of hunger. A plague on her. To think that I'll probably have to wind up eating this old meat. She must be as tough as last week's roast. Who was it that said that old hens make good broth?
Here's the basket. Run along now. And don't be long.
No, Mommy.
You're the worst of me. Seems I always get raw deal. Riding Hood won't show. It's been an awful blow. This is just a poor entree. I'll fight this ugly critter, so she won't be bitter. With olive oil and mustard and salt and jelly too, I'll close my eyes and try not to think of what I chew. I'll mistreat my appetite, punching bones with every bite. But I'm supposed to be ferocious, and I'm supposed to be atrocious. I'm atrocious, yes. I'm ferocious, yes. I'm so hungry that you'll do instead.
Grandma!
It can't be. It just can't be true. My eyes are deceiving me. It's Little Red Riding Hood. Little Red Riding Hood in the tender flesh. The grandmother. The grandmother. I've got to hide her. I've got to hide everything rapidly. Hurry. Hurry.
Grandma!
Come in, child. Come in.
Grandma, are you there? Answer me. I can't see you. Oh, there you are. Why didn't you answer me? And why did you close the window?
Well, you see, the light hurts my eyes, darling. I'm not feeling very well this afternoon.
Grandma, dear, your eyes are so large and round.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Why are your ears so long and hairy?
The better to hear you with, my dear.
I know those aren't your feet.
Oh, well, they're a little swollen. It's my rheumatism, you know.
Why are your teeth so large, Grandmother, dear?
The better to eat you with.
Come on, she's in the house.
I got you at last, you fiendish wolf. Got you.
You can't escape now.
I'm getting out of here. So long, boss.
Just one moment. I've something to say. Take back your potato, you coward, you. Trying to eat a poor old lady.
Calm down just a minute and listen to me. Calm down. Listen. Make a fire. We'll burn him at the stake with green wood.
Yes, let's burn him. Come on. No, no. Have mercy on me.
You'll burn.
I don't want to die. I'm too young to die. No, please, no.
Holy smoke.
No. I swear I'm not such an evil fellow as you all think. When I was a youngster, I got into bad company. And since I was an orphan and nobody would give me a crust of bread, I had to turn to a life of crime. And then there's that skunk. He's the one that's to blame for my evil acts. He was always giving me bad advice. And that's the reason I turned into a rebel without a cause.
Grab him.
There, I've got you now.
Just a moment. Let go of me. Get back, I tell you, or I'll spray you with my perfume. Everyone should know that when a man's been condemned to death, he has the right to one last wish. Isn't that right?
And what is yours, then?
All right, sure.
Yes. Granted, skunk.
I used to let you whack me just because I was a gentleman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Still got a lot left for 23. Go on.
My arm is too tired to finish. I'll forget about the rest of them. And now I'm ready. Burn me, too, if you want.
Start the fire.
Hold on. I can see you're brave, little fellow. If we spare your life this time, do you promise to behave yourself in the future?
Yes, I do.
And take a bath every day? Come on, everybody! The fiend should die!
Yes, that's right.
Let's get away to the wolf! Now!
Oh, forgive me. I'll never do it again. I swear. Please spare my life. Forgive me.
No, don't burn him, please. He's not so bad.
Shall we forgive him? Yes, forgive him. Forgive him. Promise us that you will behave yourself.
Yes, I promise. I promise to behave.
In that case, let him go.
Thank you. Thank you, my fellow wolves. I don't mean it. I'm the only wolf here. Thank you, my kind friend. Congratulations.
Well, now then. It will be your duty to make sure that no other animal comes to live in the forest.
But don't ask that I pardon you. You said today that I taste horrible, didn't you? And that I'll never forget. But listen, you come to my house around 8 or 8:30 tonight, and you'll taste a roast lamb so delicious that...
Madam, you offend me. I'll have you know I'm a vegetarian.
The wolf was an orphan, so he turned to a life of crime. Can you believe the townspeople fell for that old abuse excuse? I don't even think Leslie Abramson would have defended the wolf. Don't go away, because you're not going to want to miss the innocent baby being juggled by his muscle-bound, brain-dead father high above a city street. That's next on Kids in Peril Night, right here on USA's Real Wild Cinema. Welcome back to Real Wild Cinema.
It's time for your bath, Bobby.
And Bobby knows that bedtime is bath time. There are several ways to take a bath. The important thing is to take one often. Every day, if possible. 3 times a week at least, you should have an all-over bath. Bobby likes to take a shower instead of a tub bath because it's quicker. But the important things are take a bath often and get clean all over. No matter what kind of bath you take, at bedtime a bath relaxes you for a good night's sleep.
We're back with Mr. Dana Gould. Have you ever seen any really creepy movies that scared you when you were a kid?
I was never scared by horror movies when I was a kid. I always really was attracted to them, but what scared me were the movies I was supposed to like. Like The Wizard of Oz, to this day, I can't watch it. It's like, you're 6 years old, they sit you in front of the television, here's a good movie, psychotic midgets, hateful flying monkeys, and you're trapped in a land where you can't go home. Sweet dreams.
Not to mention a terribly abused and neurotic little girl.
Yeah, who grew up.
Yeah.
To be that terribly abused.
Who was popping pills.
The whole way.
Lovely. Running from set to set. I mean, the kid was out of her mind.
I know, it was not a tornado that put her to that place.
No, honey. A tornado would have been a welcome relief.
It was a little white tornado that put her
serious.
Yeah, no, Wizard of Oz freaked me out, and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory totally freaked me out. And I hate to say this, but any movie with little people in grease paint, I could not watch it.
Now, I'm highly offended by that.
I know, Billy Barty is on the phone right now organizing a mail-in campaign.
Well, you love scary movies.
I do.
But what do you find really scary in real life?
It's the stuff that I'm supposed to like. Regis and Kathy Lee. I don't mind Regis. I actually think Regis knows what's going on. But Kathy Lee, Cody's headed for trouble. You can't be put up on a pedestal like Cody. He's going to fall, and he's going to fall hard. And I just hope that Frank's there to pick up the pieces, because Kathy Lee won't be.
I don't know. Kathy Lee trips me out. I think she was raised Jewish, and then she converted to...
Yeah, I mean, her real name is like Adolf Schickelgruber, and then she changed it to Kathy Lee Gifford.
Something really bizarre, but, you know, that's a whole B-movie experience in itself.
This is what I love. Kathy Lee Gifford is a fake name. Regis Philbin is real. You know, it's like, Regis, I like it.
That's the beautiful thing about artistry and the imitation of life.
And my watch says it's always time for Regis.
Is it true?
It's always time for Regis.
Do you believe in flying saucers?
Without a doubt. Oh, yeah. But I don't believe in alien abduction. Do you read anything about that stuff?
Sure.
It's always the same set of circumstances, you know? It's always some cracker from the Midwest like, I was abducted and anally probed by 2 aliens who disguised themselves as my buddies Brad and Duke. I was taken on board a spaceship that looked just like the back of Duke's warehouse. I mean, it's always somebody just working something out that they can't deal with on their own.
It's a high colonic in space. That's all I can say.
They pin it on the aliens.
They do.
But if that is true, if that's the way it works, what are the aliens thinking? That's what I want to know. It's like, we've mastered the infinities of travel through time and space.
To do an anal probe.
Right, the anal cavity eludes us. If only we could crack the anal question, we could have it all done.
Well, we're going to crack the anal and the oral question. This has been a beautiful experience.
Let's get to commercial and get down to work.
Thanks, honey.
See ya.
Hey, are you coddling your kids at home, giving them a nurturing environment and plenty of love? Of course you're not. And why would you? You've got to be tough, strong, fearless. Watch this newsreel from the 30s and you'll see what I mean.
Now grip your chair. Baby Hercules, 6 months old, turned into a human basketball on the edge of a building 28 stories above the busy street, and enjoying it too. A chuckling babe fearless in the hands of his father.
Of course, it always helps to get off to an early start. It won't be any time at all before they grow up to be as big as their gloves. Ah, just feel those muscles ripple. The weighing in, and here they are, folks, battling it out toe to toe. Fearless fighters dancing in and out, looking for an opening to throw the one that counts. This boy knows how to use his head. Boxing is no joke for these youngsters. Following the great tradition of the sport of sports, these bouncing bantams mix it up with flying fists and fast footwork as they toss the leather around. There's no stopping them once they get started, and it's a fight to the finish.
The kids aren't out of peril yet. We've got some strange fairy tale movies next on Real Wild Cinema.
Real Wild Cinema offers you tonight's outrageous feature, Little Red Riding Hood, uncut, uncensored, and unbelievable at the low price of $19.95. Be the envy of your friends with the Teenagers from Outer Space t-shirt for $15 or the Real Wild Cinema t-shirt for $15. Official Real Wild Cinema membership, newsletter, and complete video catalog for only $5 or free with order of t-shirt or video. Call 1-800-571-4763 to order now.
Welcome back to Real Wild Cinema.
It's a good idea to trim toenails while they are clean and soft. Straight across, remember, so they won't grow into the corners. There you are, ready for bed. But wait, look at that bathroom. What a mess. If you were the king of Sheba and never turned a hand for yourself, you might be rich enough to afford someone to pick up and mop up after you. But your mother is no serving girl, my boy. You use the bathroom, and you, Bobby, are not the king of Sheba. So quit dreaming. It's your job. Neatness is a matter of little things. Belts fastened, shirts tucked in, clothes that are freshly laundered. Bobby and Jane have made a good start for the day, and a good start in habit forming, too. The cleanliness habits they are forming now are helping them enjoy the fun of being liked by others, and gives them the good feeling that comes from knowing that they are neat and clean.
When it came to the great K. Gordon Murray fairy tale imports, kids weren't just in peril on the screen. They were in peril in the theater just watching this stuff. Believe me, these kids would have begged for tough love. They would have welcomed it. Here's a tantalizing taste of other surreal classics that endangered a generation.
Like living a storybook adventure. From Fantasyland comes a feature-length story starring a cat in boots. Now a magic motion picture takes you to a fairyland of rock candy palaces.
Caramel.
See the haunted forest ruled by the awful villain.
I haven't entered your castle to hand you a message. So from this day on is punishment and a lesson. All your lands are mine.
But good always triumphs over evil in Puss in Boots. Hear the beautiful song of the princess and many other delightful tunes. K. Gordon Murray again brings to the screen another of his fantasy delights for children of all ages. See Puss in Boots.
Tom Thumb. See childhood's most charming and exciting story. See imagination's tiniest hero in an all-new giant adventure. Tom Thumb, small in size, but big in courage, and his 6 brothers step into a world of wonderful enchantment and suspense, into a world of ogresses and giant ogres. See Tom Thumb in a world that staggers the imagination as it colorfully brings to the screen new excitement and fantasy. See the 7 league boots that will carry you breathlessly forward into thrilling adventure. Here is suspense that will hold you in its spell as you live new thrills with Tom Thumb and the storybook characters so vividly brought to life. See adventure at its best. Don't miss all the charm, the excitement, the humor, and the pure joy of a fairy tale that bubbles with delight. An experience never to be forgotten, this glorious story of Tom Thumb.
Here's a story about a young tailor who longs to escape from a cruel shopkeeper into a world of mystery, thrills, and excitement. Be with the little tailor as he goes out to seek his fortune. See the fantastic adventures as this young man, although small in size, has the courage and daring to fight giants. Watch the action as the little tailor and a huge giant meet each other in a fantastic contest. Who will win? And you'll hold your breath when the little tailor has to spend the night in the evil giant's den. You'll thrill as Prince Vanity and his soldiers get ready to defend the kingdom from attack. Will they succeed? Watch and find out.
Wow. These poor kids being used for gator bait, being bounced around by father figures, and being frightened by wolves. Can you imagine the therapy bills these kids had when they grew up? I'll be back next week with the best exploitation, sexploitation, horror, and sci-fi B movies from the 50s and 60s. This is Sandra Bernhard, and kids, you're up way past your bedtime. Good midnight to ya.